Okay. So down that way, and this street here is Park Street. But it really doesn't appear to have anything that I want. It's just expensive food, I think. At the end is the Park Street Cemetery, but I'm not interested in that today. I tried to go to the American Library, but they don't allow computers in. The lady almost had a heart attack when she saw my computer. Oh my God! She freaked out. And obviously they must just not have to deal with a lot of people bringing computers in because they read the signs. But I was obviously confused outside. I was asking the security guard, does it cost money to enter? And he was like, why do you want to go here? I was like, I'm an American. It's the American Library. And in truth, I think that they're going to have to teach their people to identify a bomb rather than just say no laptops, because things are going to get more and more complicated. You know, I mean, it was very obvious to me if somebody wanted to go in there, I mean, it would be easy. You know, I don't know how easy, but if you can't even identify, you know, you just say no laptops at all. I mean, that's a little, you know, that's all right. I think it was a little, you know, I'm used to different things in America, you know. You can't just tell people no laptops. Sometimes you do. But I mean, I brought this laptop into the airport and through all the way across several countries to here, 2 countries. So, you know, they had no problem. They could have just identified the difference between one thing and the other thing. And eventually, all security personnel, that's just the only way it's going to be. But I don't really need to keep talking. Hello. Sorry. You know, can't help everyone, and that means I can't help anyone, you know. So, sorry. Many people with injuries. I'm a little injured. Shoulder's a little fucked up, but that's about it. Nothing too bad. Building over there. I'm not sure what they're saying. Please something. Palace Court. I got a whole 15 gigs free today, so that's like, I can do a lot of filming. So I just walked. I actually was walking down the street because there's a meteorite society. Meteorology? No, meteorite. Definitely a meteorite. A place where the meteorites are stored, I presume. Merry Christmas. State Legislative Hospital. I don't think I'm interested in that. So, go left up here and walk up to Sutter Street. S-U-D-D-R. You get it. You have horns. Like the devil. Central Drugs Laboratory. Looks nice in there. Central Food Laboratory. Food and Drug Administration is what I'm thinking it is. Alright. We're going to cross. We look both ways before we cross. And he misses his chance. Oh, traffic jam. I'm going. This is all over the place. Same colors. I don't know if it says the same thing. See? Always with the colors. Don't message me. getting a tattoo soon, in like 10 minutes probably. She said she ate a lot of food at this, she had some sandwiches at this place that Anthony Bourdain went. Rest in peace to him. I really have never watched any of his shows, but whenever I meet a chef, they're always all about Anthony Bourdain. And my friend Greg Engelhart, he told me that his book kind of like changed his life a little, his view as being a chef. So I definitely want to read Anthony Bourdain's book, or his more than one. I think he's got more than one book. I think Joe's getting a pretty big tattoo. She said it's only going to take 2 hours, but she said it was more than she wanted to spend originally. So that makes me think it's large. I was really going to get a tattoo here. Not only is it a little less expensive, I was going to go to this place, Tattoo Creed. But and I liked the guy. I liked the look of the tattoos and everything. But even even for me to spend like $50 would be a little out of the question right now. I'm running low on money, and so what can I do but try and be precautious? Technically, I have a Patreon page. People could give me free money if they wanted. It's all set up. Although I think the easier way would be PayPal. PayPal.me/Heart of Zeus. You know, I think that's even better than Patreon. Patreon's a monthly thing, you know, you sign up and then you're like pledging every month, you know. Yesterday was an interesting day for me because I went to the Rabindranath Tagore Estate, and while I was there, I was really feeling kind of inspired, you know, in a sense. He was an artist, but he also had to raise money. I don't know if I talked about this in my video last night. He also had to raise money even to open his college. It took him like, he had to raise money. You know, world famous Nobel Prize winner, he still had to try and raise money. He came to America. And he actually came right at the beginning of the Great Depression, so wasn't the most prime time to try and raise funds. Royal Plaza Guest House. So, I mean, if I'm going to be an artist, Hotel Palace. If I'm going to be an artist, I'll probably be a little broke forever. I don't know. Oh, Blue Sky Cafe, I was here. Okay, so I've been here. The last time I was here, somebody tried to sell me some weed. And that was good, you know. I didn't do. America. Well, I'm kind of in the middle of filming. You know, what do you want to say hi to YouTube? No? What? I got here November 29th, and I'm staying in Jodhpur. Yeah, Jodhpur. I have an apartment for 2 months. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well, leaving January 12th. Oh, January? Yeah. Next month, right? Yeah, leaving Kolkata January 12th. So what do you do? Your country? Yeah, hold on. Let me do this real quick. All right, do a little pan, and then I'm out of here. Well, that was totally lame. This dude started talking to me. Probably heard me talking while I was filming. Sorry. Now he gave me this chai, but at the end of the day, I don't want it because he kept trying to sell me like weed and opium and shit. And not only is that not what I want, but then like he had this little dude bring the chai over. And so I get thinking about that too. Probably not a problem, you know, especially if I actually were to partake in his like business, you know, then it would be a small investment to buy me a chai, you know. So why would he per se poison the chai or drug the chai is what obviously I'm worried about. But probably nothing to worry about in that regard. I still didn't finish it. I just tossed it out, so you now I have an empty cup. But I don't know, man. I just want to walk around with long hair without having people try and sell me drugs and shit. You know, it made me very anxious, kind of ruined the whole thing. So now I don't want to walk down Sutter Street because that cat's there. Pretty lame. Pretty lame. You know? I mean, I didn't catch his face, really. I don't want to go down this way. I want to go... No. So I don't know what my plan is now. Yeah, apparently, you know, Sutter Street is the place to go if you're trying to catch, but I'm going to avoid it because I'm like the opposite of trying to catch, you know? So that was the moral of that story. I mean, literally the whole reason I went to California is because I like smoking, but it fucking gives me such anxiety to buy it on the streets. Like, I've been to jail for 36 days in a row, and it was fucking lame. So, to avoid that, and it was over some ganja, so to avoid that, I'm just avoiding breaking the law, I guess. Not big deal. You know, I heard in India, even if you get like caught, the maximum fine you pay is very small, you know, but still, you know, I don't know, it gives me anxiety and shit. Like, as soon as they started talking about that, I was like, oh, bro, come on. They're like, you want to buy Indian clothes? Like, oh, y'all don't understand. I don't really have much money. Probably the poorest American in Kolkata right now. You know, I just liquidated some funds, and so I'm going to have money in my account, and I'm going to go to Cambodia for sure. And I don't want to talk to people about that either, because all they do is talk shit about the other Asian countries, you know, which is cool. So, I'm trying not to be pessimistic about the whole situation. I think that's Sutter Street, you know? I'm trying not to be pessimistic about the whole situation. I don't really know where I'm going now. I guess I'm going to walk to College Street and go to the Indian Coffee House, you know, which is a place I've been thinking about going for a while. My friend Calography, CAL_GRAPHY on Instagram. He took a picture of it the other day and referred me to, you know, but totally lame. Yeah, the vibe's totally killed. I'm kind of, you know, I'm still wondering about the chai. Obviously there's nothing to worry about. Plus, I saw it in an episode of Archer where he gets poisoned and he's like talking, he's like, you highly underestimate my body's ability to process toxins. And that's kind of how I feel. You know, even here, like, I mean, you know, knock on wood, I haven't gotten sick or anything from anything, you know, and I may have consumed a little bit of the water, I'm not sure, but I take showers and everything and whatnot, no problem, you know. So, you know. Well, anyway, on to the next thing. I'm sure that if anything crazy happened, you would be witnessing it. Because what happened was, I had a friend of a friend, and he was on the train to Varanasi, and he thinks he got drugged, because, you know, the people will come around dressed like holy people, dressed like priests, you know, dressed in trusting folks' clothes, I told him in America they dress like police. He said, oh, that happens too. Offering tea, offering, you know, this and that. And I don't know if he took any or what the deal was. He thinks he might have been drugged, but he fell asleep. And then they took from him like 27,000 rupees, 24,000 rupees, something like that. They took his wife's purse with his money and his phone inside. Luckily he had a little money. And this was his first trip to Varanasi, a gentleman from Kolkata. So this was his holy trip, you know. And he got robbed on the way there. So that's, you know, it happens. Definitely got to be careful if you're on the train and whatnot. You know, I like saw him beforehand, and it was my friend's friend, and he was telling me like, oh yeah, the guy's going to Varanasi, and I thought, oh okay, he's a businessman, goes there all the time or whatever. But then after this happened, I started asking, because then a couple days later he's like, you never guessed that guy you met, my friend, he got robbed. You know, someone stole his stuff while he was asleep. And I was like, what? So I started asking more questions, and it turns out that was his holy journey to Varanasi. It was the first time in his life he's gone, and you know, I don't think it's very like cheap or easy for people, locals, to go. You know, he's from Kolkata, so he went, and he actually brought back some of the food, some of the blessed food from the temple. So, and and I had some. It's on my Instagram page. Big old sweet there. It's on my Instagram page. Had some of that food. I kind of thought there was more there, but it disappeared. But that's all right. Yeah, the next day. And so they told me that's like a very, you know, that's a lucky thing. That's especially, you know, a blessing if somebody brings you that food. And so I was very grateful for that. And I only gave him all, you know, I gave him $1 American. It was only 70 rupees. You know, not that it makes up for his loss, but it was more of a, I have these $5 American and I'm they're like really crisp and fresh. I went to the bank and I got them. I didn't go to the bank, I actually found them. They ended up in my wallet right before I left. I was like, wow, these are really crispy, so I'm gonna save them. And yeah, so I'm gonna walk right in traffic here. Low horn. Alleyway. I've been giving them out, and I gave him one, you know, more as a like token of friendship. He kind of just crumpled it up and put it in his pocket, so I don't think he understood really, but that's fine. And yeah, so that was kind of a crazy experience to experience it like kind of firsthand like that. I mean, like I met the guy, and the next time I saw him, he was talking like, oh, you know, money comes and goes, and he didn't speak any English, so it had to be translated. And the translator was kind of like talking shit about him. He was like, oh yeah, you know, my friend. He was like, oh, he's, you know, they have a word for it. I forget the word, but you know, we probably do in English when you're like trying to be really, I don't know, positive about this. He was embellishing, you know, he was really talking himself up about it, like, oh, it doesn't matter, when deep down, you know, 24,000 rupees is a pretty big deal. You know, but, so anyway, an interesting morning, to say the least, you know. Drank a little chai with some dude, and I didn't really drink it. I took 2 sips, and then I was like, man, I don't want to drink chai from the guy who's trying to sell me opium. Doesn't sound lit. Well, it was also like a symbol of me being pissed off, you know, like, bro, man, I literally just got downtown, bro. If I was interested, trust me, you'd know. I'd be walking around looking more suspicious, you know. So, still got the cup, the plastic cup. I want to find a way to throw away. The road. I should probably pull out the the other phone and figure out where I'm going. So I'm going to do that, and I'll have a much more positive attitude when I come back, I promise. Nice wave. That's the good stuff. Oh. I'm not sure. But after the last interaction, I just don't want to talk to anyone. And I have the right to, I guess. People probably feel like I don't have the right to film them, but I don't know what the laws on that are. On the tracks now. Nice little dogs here. Pretty big dogs, actually. Alright, I think I'm going to shut it off again and go to the Indian coffee house and talk. And then, yeah. Film some more later. I went to the Indian Coffee House on College Street. I don't want to say I was disappointed, but like me personally, it's not what I'm looking for. I went upstairs, took one picture, and I left. I looked at the menu, but I don't want to order food, and I don't actually want coffee. So, yeah, I just hit the road. Now I'm here. Dumb as fuck. Left or right? That is the question. I suppose left is probably the more interesting than straight. Straight has less people, and of course some down with less people, but music instruments. There's a shop I found way south of here that sells musical instruments. Probably much better prices than up here. I guess I'm looking for like a less busy place to sit. I don't know. I was almost at the other station and I thought about going there and I can take the train again. I don't feel like it. Honestly though, I guess it would be the move. Because I don't feel like being out anymore. I just want to go back to Dadapur and hang out, I guess. I don't know. It's all so expensive. And, I'm really just excited to go to Cambodia. Yeah. I've been here almost a month. December 29th will be 1 month. It's the 20th. So 9 more days I'll have been a month in Kolkata. And you know, it's been a great time. Don't get me wrong. But I don't understand it very much, and it's very busy. I guess I just got out of San Francisco, which is like a crazy busy city, and I was looking for something more peaceful. But another thing about India is everything's like roadside, you know? Like I want a cafe where I can sit, but not many people are going to be able to have a cafe where you can have seats. Because in America, think about how often things are empty, like tea stall. It's a nice little tea stall. Think about how often in America things are empty. You go in someplace and they don't have a lot of customers. They get a lunch rush, and most businesses are based around that lunch rush. And things have to be a little more expensive because you don't have customers all day, every day. But all the places that are big and actually have seats here are pretty popular, famous places, to be honest. Oh, damn. I'm good. So, you know, they're always busy. They're always busy because they're the places that you can sit. That's kind of what I'm finding. There's a coffee house on Janapur Central Road that I'd like to visit. Nice alleyway here. I'd like to visit. I walk by it all the time. Kind of gotta pee. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go to Seattle Station and catch the train. Oh, my stomach hurts. I think I might have to pee. Catch the train and head back down. I don't know. So, that's it. Do a little turn here. Not great commentary today, a little pro there. So, alright. See you soon.